Ursula, from your perspective, what have you seen work and not work as far as ensuring that there is that diversity to make sure that we are building, ethical solutions and AI products?
Yeah, it means making an extra effort to find that diversity, because it's easy to say, I got a great bunch of colleagues from a given school or a given background, but you are going to miss out, right? So somebody said to me this past weekend, she's in the healthcare space, and she said, I do a lot of strategy work and I'm looking for a new job, but most folks don't want somebody my age. So I don't know, she's 50, to work in that space. They want young people because of the technology and a lot of the stuff that is now new in the healthcare space. I thought, well, that's a big miss, because you need folks who have been there, done that, seen it, because some of those things you can't figure out from a model. A 20-year-old isn't going to figure that out, right? You've got to put those folks together. Same male, female, diversity of race, diversity of, you name it, any of that, school background, as you said, right? All those experiences come together to really make that much more rich in your ability to put together, I think, a good model and to avoid what bias you can. It's almost impossible to think about it from every single perspective, right? So the more perspectives you do have, I think the better it is. And that just takes a lot of effort to put together the right team of folks to be able to do that.
Yeah, it does. I know a lot of companies are investing and making sure that they can get diverse individuals and create kind of councils of people who are overseeing some of these policies that they're putting in place. So it is getting more and more attention, which I think is great. May, from your perspective, what has been your experience in kind of cultivating and pushing diversity into the analytics space to ensure that we're headed in the right direction?
CG saying companies who have diversity in teams, they have like 20% higher revenue and a much stronger innovation and all of that. And I think with analytics right now, it's, innovation is a big aspect of what we do. Everything is new. We're trying to come up with new models, new things. Having a diverse team is important. Different schools of thought, different backgrounds. That inclusivity, I think it's very, very good as much as we, sometimes try to make an effort of including more people, but I think it's just the conscious choice of really building that diverse team. And I think it's not only on the data office per se or like my data scientists. I try to do that even on what I call my extended data team, which are when I'm working with all the different departments, I like to have some kind of business analyst or embedded data managers in every department. But I also want to make sure that these have the different backgrounds and they're all included when we talk about anything data or anything analytics, because hearing from even different business perspectives, different backgrounds, the sales versus the financial analyst versus the auditors, all of that stuff. I think inclusivity of even the schools of thought is really helpful for the analytics and building the right stuff.
I love that we're talking about this conversation on diversity, and Ursula, your comment around some of the sort of the non-traditional attributes of diversity was so exciting for Reagan and I as we started to see the submissions come in for the book. We didn't target any group individually, obviously women leaders in analytics, but we saw women early in their career. We saw established leaders. We saw geographically across the world. We saw every industry from consulting to financial services to healthcare to retail, you name it. We saw folks that were heavy visualization. We saw strategists. We saw so many different aspects of diversity, beyond, male, female, race, which are what we typically ascribe to. So it was so fun and exciting for us as this book was coming together. And I would certainly be remiss if I didn't mention that we are super excited again with this book. available on Amazon.com, where you can get your print version. And I know each of you have received yours. We also have it available on Kindle for the ebook. So the last question that we have for the three of you today, I want you to imagine that you are, depending on your perspective, you can be the little angel, maybe sitting on the shoulder of a reader who has just got analytics interpreted. And he or she is opening the book and reading through the articles and the submissions from these 47 brilliant women. What advice or what little words of wisdom would you share with this individual as they're reading our book?
I would say something like stay curious, because I think with analytics specifically, if you're curious, you're really going to get places. And that book just offers so much perspectives that learning about each one of those, if someone picked up that book, they'll find their passion in one of, probably 5 to 10 of these topics that are in the book. So curiosity is always an important aspect of learning and just growing and nonstop.
I would say act on it. There's something in there that you're going to take from, you're going to absorb, and from what you learn from those stories, just act on it. Start somewhere, just do it. You will find your way.
I love that, Ritika. There's a quote from Thomas Edison said, "The value of an idea lies in the use of it." We have so many great ideas, and the ability of an individual reader to take the insights and the wisdom from these authors and apply it, that's where the real value and progress will come from. I love that you shared that. Ursula?
Yeah, I'd say share it with somebody. So as a young person on the team, or even somebody contemplating some difference in their career, the opportunity for them to learn more about this space, especially if they have an interest in it, and seeing what all these other leaders' perspectives on stuff, I think is a really helpful guide as you're thinking about your career early on. Awesome.
So you heard it here. Stay curious, use it, and share it. And get your book. Right, and buy it. Thank you so much to the three of you for spending time with us today and sharing your wisdom with the listeners. We greatly appreciate you contributing to the book and also having this discussion with us today. And another big shout out and thank you to the CDO magazine for partnering with us on this event. So thanks again. And like Dave said, go to Amazon, grab the book, and share it with your favorite person.